My top 5. We're talking about Deni's 60-blade stainless steel blade meat tenderizer. Chef Richard Roman is here, and it's always good to have you back with us, young man. Nice to see you. This is a big day and a really exciting meat tenderizer because so much of this is going to make quick work of lesser cuts of meat and make them taste gourmet.
It is. You know what? As a chef and former restaurateur, everything's about texture and flavor. And with the Deni tenderizer, you're getting these 60 stainless steel blades that are going to go down into the meat, break down the tendons that make meat tough, but then they're also going to create exceptional flavor because your marinades, your dry rubs, they're going to get into the meat. So instead of marinating for hours, how about 15, 20 minutes, you get those great results. I always like to start with flank steak, David, because you can literally see those long tendons. That's what makes meat tough to chew on. But when you go in with the Deni tenderizer, each time those blades are actually breaking down all those tough tendons. And what you're doing is in a matter of seconds, you're actually tenderizing this meat. But then more importantly, you can see here, we're actually creating little flavor channels. You see those little tiny little slits in the meat? That's creating a road, like you say, for those spices, those marinades to travel.
Exactly, because if you don't give those seasonings a way to get into what you're cooking, you're only going to have the flavor on the outside, and it's going to be a short-lived experience. So now Richard is able to pour that beautiful marinade all over there. It is able to seep all the way down into those channels that you plunged into the meat. And then you end up getting a much more gourmet experience. 3 easy payments today on this item. 3 payments of $7.82. Last day feature price, what does that mean? End of day today, this price and its easy pay, Richard, all go away. Now here are colors I have for you real quickly. I have it in black. I have it in purple, eggplant rather. This is red, very popular in red. No surprise there. Here it is in blue, most limited in the blue. And finally, I have it for you in the green. 3 easy payments of only $7.82. Why don't we do a little tasting now you've cooked up that flank?
Yeah, so I'm actually using a butternut cut. This is that flank steak. Again, instead of marinating it for days, we actually did it for a half an hour. So while your grill is heating up, what is it? How's the texture of that?
I might need to try it again.
Try another little.
Just to be completely sure.
And what I love, David.
Texture's perfect.
Yep.
Melts in your mouth, flavor all the way through the meat. And flank steak can be like old shoe leather if you don't cook it properly. Or in this case, tenderize it properly.
That's right. And you know what I love about it, David? It's one of those tools in the kitchen that you spend probably a minute or two using, but the results you get are exceptional. Now, how about chicken breast? Because chicken is one of those meats that's very bland and it's a dense meat, so it doesn't absorb marinade easily. But take a look at this. Now, you're going to use the old-fashioned way.
Now, here's the old-fashioned way.
Look at the Deni tenderizer, okay? Goes right into this chicken. And what's happening is you're actually tearing that meat apart. With the Deni tenderizer, those blades are razor sharp, and they're going into the meat and tenderizing it. But look at my chicken breast. It still looks the same.
Well, look what this did.
Yeah.
It tore up the thin side of the breast.
That's right.
And didn't do anything but leave little indentations in the thick part of the breast. Do you think this part is tender and ready to go in the oven? No. But and if anything, it's ruined now.
It's ruined.
So this is a way for you to get all the way through. Look at these deep blades. They go all the way through even dense breast meat.
And you can see it, David, all the way through to the bottom. So all those marinades, all those dry rubs, everything you're using to season your food now goes right into the meat. And again, now you have tender but exceptionally flavorful meats. And that's what I love about it. Couldn't be easier to use, David.
And we're excited to be able to bring this to you at such a great price. 500 of these are now gone, but sadly, time is not on your side. Tonight at midnight Eastern, this price, tonight, end of day, will go away. So will the easy pay. And when it comes back on QVC, it'll be at the full QVC price of $26. Save the extra money now, get involved with that easy pay, and we'll get you all squared away with a really fantastic tool in the kitchen. Those very sharp stainless steel blades, there are 60 of them, are all plunging deep into that meat, making it very tender and easy for you to cut and chew. Now, I've got it for you in black. I remember these also come with a little protective cover down below, too. Here's the black. Here's the eggplant. I have it in red. Red, very popular. Blue is most limited. I have 1,000 left in the blue, and here it is in the green. 1,100 now left in the green. Let me also encourage you to remember that this is an item you can put in the top rack of your dishwasher. It will not only clean it, but sanitize it.
And that's what I recommend. And here's one of the things you mentioned before. Less expensive cuts of meat. How about top rounds or London broils? Very chewy meats, unless you really give them a lot of love. Well, with the Deni tenderizer, you go right into that meat. Those blades are penetrating, breaking down those tough fibers, and now you're turning in an inexpensive cut of meat into a tender and delicious, tasty meal, because now all those flavors, when you put in your dry rubs, David, in fact, one of the things I love to do, sprinkle a little dry rub into the meat, and then use your tenderizer.
And then blast it back down in there.
Right back in there. And I always tell people, no matter what you're doing, do the same thing with your meats, but use the Deni tenderizer first. The texture and flavor will be transformed.
1,500
Wow.
of these are gone, buddy. We are very, very busy on our phone lines. Everybody taking advantage of this, and don't miss out on your color choice. Now, I will tell you, we are very limited in blue and green. I have 900 left in the blue, 1,000 left in the green. Red is most popular. Here it is in black. That's the color I have in my kitchen, and we have it for you in eggplant. This is 3 easy payments, but only until end of day today. This is $23 and change, only until end of day today. Last night, I made some delicious Parmesan crusted pork chops.
Okay.
I used my Deni meat tenderizer because it helped to force the seasoning and, quite honestly, the Parmesan cheese down inside the meat.
You know, and this is what I love about it. It literally transforms the texture and flavor of meat. And in a matter of seconds, you've actually taken that meat, made it tender, but as you said, you're allowing all those seasonings, dry rubs, all those things that give the meat flavor to get into the meat. So in seconds, you're turning this into a meal that tastes like you spent hours and hours preparing.
I'll tell you, I use the Deni in my kitchen every single time I cook meat. It doesn't matter if I'm doing a roast, if I am doing pork chops, if I'm going to do steaks on the grill, pork chops in the oven, I'm going to pan saute some chicken breast. It doesn't matter. I use my Deni because it makes such a huge difference. We are very busy on the phones. 2,500 are now gone. 1,000 people on the phone lines, young man. And I have a little trivia for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you excited about that?
I'm very excited.
Oh, okay, I thought you might be.
I got to get this one.
All right, we're making my tropical coffee cake today, and we're
Okay.
using dried bananas.
All right.
So your question has to do with bananas.
Alrighty.
True or false? Bananas glow blue when they're ripe.
Glow blue when they're ripe. I got to say false.
You know what? It's true.
What makes them glow
The
blue?
Royal Society of Chemistry says the ripe bananas glow blue under ultraviolet light. We might have left that part out of the question. Ultraviolet light when they're ripe due to the breakdown